My oldest niece is headed off to college. She was accepted to Tuskegee, which was first choice. Durags and bonnets are not allowed to be worn in class. They need to look more professional. I said, for what? Anybody who has ever gone to college knows it's stressful. I'm not worried about combing my hair for an 8 a.m. class. Now, I understand that bonnets and durags are not appropriate everywhere that you go. And we need to cut back on some of the places we do wear them. We do. But I don't think class is one of them. I don't think you need to look professional in class unless it's a business class, my personal opinion, or if it's something in your major. But English, gem, unless you're an English major, unless you're a phys ed major, no. I just feel like you don't, because I feel like the thing that bothered me was not so much do not be wearing bonnets and durags to class, because if that's the policy, that's the policy. The ending of the you need to look professional is what got me, because why? I'm not a professional. I'm going to school to become a professional. I'm not a professional right now, so I got to look professional. So that part I didn't agree with. Maybe class is one of them places. Maybe. I don't see how it's hindering the learning none. What difference do it make how I look? As long as I'm looking at you, you looking at me, we looking at this textbook, I'm getting these notes, and come time to take this test, I got the knowledge embedded in my mind that I know how to bring it forth and do what I got to do with it. I think that's what college is about. Not about being professional. I'm not the professor here, I'm the student.
I was raised, in Eugene, Oregon, a very white town. So my experience is being raised in a white school teaching family. Do you guys remember that video that went really viral? Oh my God. They're black applicants. They showed a line of other applicants that were, I think there was like an Asian guy and some white people in line, okay? And a few of the black applicants, they were in their tennis shoes, their leggings, their do-rags and bonnets, and someone said, "Oh, we're going to lose." Okay? And that's one of the people filming. I respect totally why people would say, look, we're on a college campus and one that they're paying dearly for, and we just want to make it to class. We want to get up out of our dorm room or maybe our co op apartment, whatever. We just want to get to class, learn the stuff, and leave. We are not here to try to prove anything to employers and all of that. Here's my take: the way you are raised will have a lot to do with how difficult or how easy, and I'm trying to be really sensitive here, but I'm going to speaketh my truth. It will have a lot to do with how easy or hard it's going to be for you to blend into mainstream society, to get the type of high paying jobs that I know for a fact many black young people would like to get. And I'm referring to black young people because this is a historically black college. And I know there are people out there feeling like, man, you know what? They're picking on the black colleges. No, I'm trying to be really careful with my words here. Okay. I was raised by high school. By high school, I knew how to write a basic resume. I knew how to dress for business. I knew how to shake hands, look people in the eye, walk, talk it. I could get a job at City Hall. I did. Okay. I probably could have even had a career there, but I was young and just had too much, adventure in me. But I did do a work study job. I had to learn proper etiquette, dress, yada, yada. When I think of the TikTok video of those applicants, and I'm not just saying pointing to that video, okay? Looking, dressed in their do-rags and all of that, looking at job applicants who were in business suits and just the shock on their face. If you don't learn the behaviors, the practices, the physical practices, the mental mind changes. Yeah, you can sit there and call it a game. You can say you're bowing down to the white man. You can sit there and saying you're going, what are those phrases? Oh my God, you're basically bowing down to corporate. You are part of that group. Well, I hate to say it to you, that's also where the money is. It's where the income is. Now, is that there, 100%? Of course not. But what do we hear about? Oh man, we want to make more money. To make more money, you got to be able to look professional. You got to be able to know how to dress. And the problem is, if you don't get used to it when you are younger, and you think everything is a do-rag, a really bad wig job, and I mean a bad wig job, with the blue and the green and the purple at all times, and you haven't been taught, and your brain has not adapted, and even the feel of professional clothing, okay? If you are not used to these changes and you've never had to do it, then when you graduate from college, how are you going to know how to act, speak, walk, talk? You see, there's something about, we're probably not even going to get to the second video. There is something about class, CLASS, class. You have to be raised with it. It's got to be woven into you as soon as possible. And let's get really honest here. In a lot of households, not just Black households, okay? In a lot of households, these kids are never taught it. They're never shown it. They don't know when to do it. And if you've got an adult sitting there going, oh, but the kids are just going to school, let them wear their do-rags or bonnets, whatever. But you're talking a whole host of kids that don't know when and when not to wear. And I'll even go back to a point she said, well, we do wear it into too many places too often. I'm paraphrasing. Right. Which just proves my point. A lot of young kids, especially Black youth, don't know when and where not to wear it. When is it okay to wear pink and blue hair? When is it okay to wear all your nose rings, your lip piercings, your do-rags, all that? I mean, be you, boo-boo, be you. But you see, we watch so many videos of people saying things like, oh, they just don't hire Black people. No, they're not hiring you because you don't know how to dress. I don't mean you directly looking into the camera. These students, if you have never had to wear a business suit for a day, if you have never had to look impressive, then how are you going to have that woven into you when you get older? And somebody says, hey, you know what? You got to take that do-rag off, that bonnet off. And then before you know it, they're making a TikTok video going, I just understand how come I just can't be me. I mean, I've been like this my entire life. Oh, yeah, you're going to be bowed down and kowtowing to the man. You see, people think too often that it's race. Too many Black people, and I see this on TikTok, too many videos I've seen in TikTok. Maybe I've just gone down the rabbit hole too much. And they say things like, I just can't get hired because of my race. It is not your race. I know people in their 50s, Black, educated. Not all of them even have college degrees, but they're educated in the ways of how to succeed. If these kids are not taught this at home and they've lived their whole life in bonnets and do-rags, they don't know how to put together a resume. They don't know how to look somebody in the eye, shake hands. I can look into this camera and shake hands with someone better than a lot of these college students can do in person. Why? Because it was taught to me. When we have parents making excuses, and again, no disrespect to this woman, I appreciate her point of view and I can even understand it. But here's the problem. A lot of these kids aren't being taught it. And I suspect that the Tuskegee University president probably recognized that. And he's like, we got to teach it to them somewhere. We owe it to Black youth to be able to understand that, look, yes, you do have multiple things going against you. Maybe you weren't born in a great place. Maybe, you got lots of mommies and baby dads. Maybe you got all these things that are going against you. I respect it. I understand it. Okay. I get it. But why add one more notch to your difficulties? Why not, while you are under the care and guidance of professional university people? Why not start training you? One of the things when I became a teacher, well, before I became a teacher and I was taking my teaching exams, I used to always dress up for my teaching tests. And I remember some students said to me, she's like, Harry, why do you always dress up whenever we take a teaching exam? Because you see, something I was taught in high school. If you don't go in feeling and looking good, if you don't go in feeling like, you're $1,000,000, and not in an egotistical way, but it's that confidence that you need to have. And you go in your do-rag and your flip-flops and all of this stuff. And I'll be honest, going to the University of Oregon, holy cow, I didn't even know what do-rag was until I was in my 30s. I was raised in Whitetown, Eugene, Oregon. Okay. It's my hometown. All right. Love it to death. Okay. So I wouldn't have even thought of that. I even hesitated sometimes going in sweats. And in Oregon, we wear sweats because it gets cold, but I was always taught to dress. But you see, I suspect that the Tuskegee University board staff, whatever, realized that one of the things that was holding their young Black students back is they weren't getting the training at home as to what they were going to need to be professional. You can have a piece of paper that says you have this STEM degree and you have this liberal arts degree, whatever, name the degree. But you see, if you're missing that link, and that link is you have to get someone to look at you. And you can have the diploma and you can have the paperwork, but if you have not been trained, you have not been shown what it's like to look professional, then why would you want to go out there into the real world and experience it for the very first time and fall flat on your face, make a TikTok video about how they just, I got all these degrees and nobody will hire me because of my race. It's not your race. It's that being professional for many, many young people, not just Black youth. It was not shown, it was not guided. And now they have the opportunity and they should not waste it.